Swan Lake Chapters 7 to 8. Odette and Odile. Still sitting in her room, Odette heard keys in the locked door. The wizard entered the room with Odile. Odile was the same age and height as Odette, but she had dark hair. However, she wasn't as beautiful as Odette, and this made Odile very jealous. The wizard spoke first. "Sit down, Odette. I'd like to ask you something. Odile tells me that you would like to go to the ball tomorrow night. Is that true?" "Yes," answered Odette. "If I let you go to this ball, will you promise to marry me?" "How can I marry you? You keep me locked up in this castle. You killed my parents. You are a fool. Would you like to marry the prince? Is that true?" asked the evil wizard. "He loves me more than you do," replied Odette. "How do you know? He left you here with me. He is afraid of me." "And you have no heart. You are evil," said Odette. "Silence!" The wizard raised both of his hands, both of his arms, and the castle shook once more. The wizard pointed his finger at Odile. She changed into Odette. She had the same blonde hair, the same face. She was even wearing the crown. "Tomorrow, Odile will go to the ball as you, Odette. Siegfried will marry her, and we will see what true love is." "Your hearts are nothing compared to my magic," shouted the wizard. "I almost forgot," said the wizard, waving his hand again. "Odile, say something." When Odile spoke, she sounded just like Odette. "Hello, Prince Siegfried. It's me, Odette," she said. Odette ran to her bed crying. Rockford laughed loudly. He took Odile out of the room and locked the door behind him. Chapter 8. The Grand Ball. Odette had sat crying in her room in the tower all night long. In the morning she once again turned into a beautiful swan. She flew to the lake, where she swam with other swans. Today she looked sadder than ever before. When Odette saw Odile leave the wizard's castle in a beautiful carriage, she became courageous and decided to fly to the prince's castle too. It was a long way to the castle, and it was getting dark when the carriage finally arrived. Odette flew down to the gardens near the entrance to the palace and watched Odile get out of the carriage and enter the ballroom. She went to a window to look inside. The ballroom was very big and decorated with beautiful flowers. At one end of the room, there were 3 large chairs on a stage. The queen sat in the middle, and Prince Siegfried sat on her right. The chair on the left was empty. It was for the princess, who would be Siegfried's wife. Siegfried promised his mother that he would choose a bride by midnight. Many pretty girls attended the ball, but the prince considered no one but Princess Odette. When Odile arrived at the ballroom, the doors opened. "Princess Odette," said the guards. She was wearing a long white dress and long white gloves. The golden crown was shining on her head. She held a bouquet of flowers in her arms. She smiled as she walked towards the queen and Prince Siegfried. She gave the queen the flowers and then bowed. "Mother, this is Odette, the princess I met in the forest," Siegfried told his mother happily. "I knew your father. I'm sorry. I thought everyone had died in the fire." "You must be the only one who survived," said the queen. "Oh, mother, the story is too sad to tell. Let us enjoy the evening together. We are one family now, said the prince. The prince looked at Odile and then excitedly grabbed her hand and announced before everybody, Princess Odette is the girl of my dreams. I've decided to marry her. You mean you wish to choose Princess Odette as your wife? Asked the queen happily. Yes, mother, I do. The queen raised her hand for the men to sound their horns. Everyone was quiet. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce the engagement of my son, Prince Siegfried. After tonight, he will be the king of this land, and he has chosen Princess Odette to be his wife. Everyone around them clapped their hands. Siegfried and Odile danced together.